Mary, I don't appreciate you leading into it that way, because I was going to ask what recycling pads, but is this the only one we got? Just the one?
Yeah, the one, we've had real good success with them in the past, and it's a good figure they can get it done hopefully before the snow flies.
Which is doing now.
Yeah, well, hopefully before it flies and
That sticks.
yeah.
$45.
Okay, well, then this time I'd like to make a motion to approve the bid proposal from Illinois Civil Contractors Incorporated for the sidewalk pads for the recycling for $1,980.
Okay, I have a motion from trustee Gett,
Second.
second from trustee Harn. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? And if you've seen these three, look like mailboxes lying on their side out here, they're red, but these are recycling bins that our administrative secretary, Sarah, was able to do all the paperwork to get these donated. In essence, we got them free. So they're really nice bins for holding plastic and the other side holding paper. Once they're put in, it's going to be really nice, but we have to have concrete pads down to mount these things on because they are pretty large and relatively heavy. Any questions or comments from the board further before we vote?
I'm glad I know what those are now, because I've been putting my outgoing mail in there for the last few weeks. And,
The funny part is you've been getting replies,
yeah. In the aluminum side and not the paper side, so I'll check on that.
Okay.
The plastic side is already full on them.
Really?
The plastic bottles, yes.
Really? Wow, that's great.
Sitting where they are, people have been putting them in.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they'll get a lot of use. They're real sharp. And
I agree, and I know when we've done events with the chamber or with the village up here at Tower Park, one of the comments we always get, because we usually have the PDC collapsible cardboard garbage receptacles with plastic liners, and people are always asking where the recycling containers or receptacles are at, and I have to say next year. It's like the Cubs, next year.
Yeah, next year, next decade. Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the bid from Illinois Civil Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $1,980 for the 3 concrete pads for the recycling bins to sit on. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the bid from Illinois Civil Contractors Incorporated in the amount of $1,980 for the recycling bid concrete pads. Next up, we have a new officer in Peoria Heights, and this is great news, and it's going to be sworn in tonight, and that will be presented by Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I'm going to retire to the lectern now for the swearing in. Officer Gama, if you'd like to join me at the lectern, please. And then hopefully we won't get much feedback. And Chief Sutton here as well. Officer Gama, if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Officer Gama. Let me be the first to welcome you to the force, along with your wife, Jody, and to the village family. Thank you. Nice to have you. Would you like to say anything, Chief Sutton? Or? All right. Thank you.
I'd like to make a comment. We did receive quite a few impressive applications, one including Officer Gama's, and after meeting him, I'm pretty positive that he'll be a great fit for our department moving forward. So again, I also want to thank the entire board for their support for the additional officers. He will be greatly utilized. So thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Chief.
Welcome.
Okay, we want to try and stay ahead of the curve on the Small Business Saturday here in the Heights because we have a lot of small business people here who do a wonderful job. So I'm going to read a proclamation for the Small Business Saturday, which will not be until November 30th, but those small business people, they were right on me to get this going, so here we go. Whereas the Village of Peoria Heights believes that small businesses are the backbone of our economy and the glue that holds communities together, and whereas according to the U.S. Small Business Administration, there are currently 28 million small businesses in the United States, and small businesses have created 65% of net new jobs over the past 2 decades. And whereas the Village of Peoria Heights supports its local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our neighborhoods, and whereas advocacy groups and public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday, and whereas residents of our communities and communities across the country are being asked to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year, therefore I, Mark Allen, Mayor of the Village of Peoria Heights, do hereby proclaim November 30th as Small Business Saturday in the Village of Peoria Heights. So thank you for allowing me to read that. We will sign that and have our Village Clerk, Shauna Musselman, attest to that as quickly as possible. And in a way, every Saturday is Small Business Saturday in Peoria Heights, I don't want you to think we only do it once a year, so. Okay, we will now go to the Treasurer's Report. Mr. Administrator, would you do us the honors? Here we go.
This is the Treasurer's Report for the month of September 2013. In the village accounts, general fund, the balance is $659,307.18. In the motor fuel tax account, $92,667.83. The police drug savings account, $553.19. The tax increment finance account, $20,152.85. In the healthcare flex account, $5,681.43 for a grand total on the village side of $778,362.48. In the waterworks accounts, waterworks is $651,110.72. Service deposits, $84,955.18 for a grand total. In the waterworks accounts of $736,065.90 submitted by Cliff Brumbaugh, Treasurer, Village of Peoria Heights.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments regarding the Treasurer's Report as read? Okay, then we will accept it as submitted by our village treasurer. One special note at the November 5th meeting, Superintendent Roth will be making that your final meeting?
Looks like it. I don't know how long I'll be down. I don't know if the third Tuesday I would not, if I would be up and around yet. I just don't know.
Well, you're clearly broken up about it, but anyway, we were going to give a special recognition to Superintendent Roth, who has really been involved in a lot of advancements, even though Mike King won't agree with some of it, but we have done a lot of advancements in terms of infrastructure and the water infrastructure as well. It's a never-ending battle, and we're still behind. There's no question about it. A lot of things that were, I'm not going to say neglected over the years, but I'm going to say they've been neglected over the years, and it's very tough for a small municipality that has roads that gets the beating that we do from Peoria traffic. If we were out in the, where Henry's at, I've said this a million times, it was 6,500 people, our roads wouldn't be taking quite the beating. But I mean, constantly Prospect and Glen and Lake require, work, updates, maintaining, because, Prospect gets 14,000 cars a day. If Prospect was in Henry, we probably have, a fifth of that. So Superintendent Roth has done wonderful things in making progress on items that had been overlooked through the years, and we're going to give a special recognition to him on November 5th. So if you can be here, please do so, okay? Because you will be retiring. It's not just being laid up. You're talking about walking away from this job forever.
Yes. The late night phone calls and plow snow for 36 hours and stuff. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wipe that tear from your eye, Bob, that's, but again, we thank you right now for all you've done, but we're going to make a special song and dance for you on November 5th. And our departmental committee meeting is going to be, after this, we're going to wait about 5 minutes after the close. You're more than welcome to stick around for that, but that's basically where we gather around and talk about things that we're going to have on the agenda in the coming month. And the next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, November 5th at 6:30 PM. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion from Trustee Gett. Second. Second from Trustee Cumming. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Meeting is now adjourned, and we thank everyone for attending.